Obviously, big change for all the teams, including ourselves. I think the last couple of years we always knew kind of what to expect, which is very different this year. Therefore, I think it's difficult to have any sorts of expectations. I think the most important is once we get going to understand the car, to understand what it needs, and then hopefully build on to that. So at the moment, I would say expectations are fairly low, but surely once you realize that you've got a good car, hopefully. You want to make sure you race in the same area as we did the last 4 years. Generally, you always try to prepare as much as you can. This year, obviously, with so many new challenges, it's a little bit difficult to prepare for the unknown, but you try to understand as much as possible before you start. At the moment, it might be a little bit more guessing rather than knowing what is coming, because we haven't driven it with the new engine, we haven't driven the new car. So we try to obviously prepare as much as we can, and we'll find out more after the first couple of tests and after the first Grand Prix. I think because of the big changes, the drivers will have to adapt their driving style. You will have to watch after, look after the car, look after your fuel situation. So it might be a little bit different in the races compared to what we used to. I think everybody will get used to it, but surely it will take some time to adapt. And certainly if you look across the weekend, it will require the driver to simply adapt to what needs to be done. For sure in qualifying you will try to go as fast as possible, whereas in the race, given on the situation, who you race, where you are in the race, you'll have to save fuel, prepare and attack maybe laps in advance. So we'll see. Being a part of the team, you realize how big the changes are that we will face for this season. And as always, the bigger the changes, the more time for everybody, drivers, engineers, people in the factory, etc., to adapt new challenges. And therefore, I think we will probably see more retirements than that we're used to in the past, because obviously we understood the cars fairly well. That's for all the teams, and now everything is new. So I think that mistakes will happen for everyone. The question is who does the least mistakes, and obviously the target is not to do the same mistakes twice, but surely we'll all have to learn, and therefore there will be things happening, I'm sure, but I think it's normal after such a big change. Well, I think generally everything is possible. But obviously we are on an incredible run, winning the last 4 titles consecutively. Obviously we try to do it again this year to make it 5, just like Michael did. But as I said, at the moment the expectations are fairly low, because we don't know what's coming, and I think it's a little bit the same for all the other teams. So surely we had a good run, but now it's a complete blank sheet of paper. So. We'll have to wait and see, wait the first couple of races, see where we are, see how big the trouble is for us and the others, and then we go from there. Well, I'm really looking forward to race against Daniel in the same team. Obviously, we have a little bit a similar background, coming from the Red Bull family from early on in our career, and I think it's nice for him to get the chance, and I'm sure he will try his best to give me a hard time. I obviously know him a little bit, but surely we'll get to know him a lot more this year. I think having a new teammate generally doesn't really change that much. In the end, it's a different name. A different guy, but I think the team is used to obviously to work with different drivers, and surely, you know, the first year might be difficult for him, for the team, just to get to know each other. So I might have a little bit of an advantage there. But on the other hand, you know, he's very talented, he's very bright. So I'm sure he will adapt very quickly. And yeah, as much as I know the team, you know, they will help him as much as possible, so that in the end we are, you know, the strongest team that we can be. It's not fair to pick a best moment. Obviously, I had now 5 seasons with Red Bull Racing. 4 incredible ones where we won the championship, but also our first one was yeah, very incredible. So I think there's a couple of moments that stand out. The first win in China, weather was miserable, but yeah, we had a 1-2 finish, and it was the first win for the team. Only my second win. So if you look back to the day, it just was yeah, incredible. You know, everybody was jumping up and down and for hours, and it was really cool. Yeah, winning the first time in Monaco with Mark. At the time, I finished second, but generally, I think the Monaco Grand Prix for every driver and for every team is something very special. And I remember everybody jumped in the pool straight after. So yeah, winning the championship in Abu Dhabi, or generally sealing the championship the last 4 years, was always very special, and we had some very good time afterwards. Yeah, doesn't matter where, Abu Dhabi or karaoke bar in Japan. So yeah, you know, there's a lot of memories that yeah, will stay there forever. Obviously, you've been in that situation where, you know, you come back after the break and you get to meet the people again, and you have a look at the car, you know, the new car. But this year, obviously, it's a very different look. The car looks very different, especially underneath. So there's a lot going on. I think the technology behind is really complex. So I think for all the engineers, it's very difficult to understand everything because everything is linked. For the drivers, even harder because we haven't been to school so long. So, but it's fascinating to see how everything works, and you know, to understand a little bit how things come together. But obviously, it's a lot more work for the mechanics. It's a lot more complex for everyone that works on the car. So, it's a very big challenge. So yeah, at the moment, I think it's difficult to predict, but we'll see when we get to the first race. Yeah, obviously we all had the opportunity for our future to pick our number. I'm very happy to go into the season with number 1 because obviously that means that we won the championship the year before. But other than that, I picked number 5. Very simple, because first time I won the championship in Formula 1, I had number 5 on the car. Generally, number 5 I think was very successful in Formula 1. Nigel won the championship, Michael won the championship with number 5. And I have a very good memory to number 5 on my go-kart. I had a very good season back in 2001 with a lot of wins. So yeah, I just seem to like the history of number 5.